I only read it for the puzzles. Well, I may be bucking the trend a bit, but I like the Changelings. I like where they've been. I like where they've come from. Let's see if I like where they're going to go with episode 17, To Change a Changeling.
Straight to the Changeling hive.
Well, as straight to it as you can get.
Not exactly straight, Starlight. We've been popping all around Equestria.
Didn't you just learn how to make teacups?
Magic would have gotten us was way over there.
Yeah, that ridge right there. So you've saved like 20 foot?
How happy do you think Thorax is going to be about our surprise visit?
Well, it's Thorax, so he's inevitably going to be happy.
I mean, who wouldn't be happy at the chance to marvel at the overwhelming talent that is the great and powerful Trixie? We're coming to offer Thorax encouragement and support. Yeah, I know. That's basically what I said.
You said no such thing. I'm not even actually sure what you said.
Are you sure that last thing is real? The Dread Malworth? Sure it is. Thorax said it's like half bear, half mole, half raging pile of claws.
That's 3 halves. So he's not so much for the maths then.
Malworth. Uh-huh. You're just trying to scare me, but it won't work. I am also the unscarable Trixie!
Yeah, let's see how that worked out for you in the past. Hey buddy, how you doing, little guy? Ooh, so we got one of the rogues then. Come on, Starlight. You can get it. Yeah, the last time you tried teleportation didn't really work that well either, did it? So maybe you don't criticize everyone else's spells until you can get your own to work. This episode's a loud one. I've got the volume set to 6 and it's nearly deafening. I'm going to take this opportunity to set that down a touch. Come on, I want to see Thorax again. I like Thorax. Hang on, he's taking him into the hive.
Use some magic to get us out of here. Calm down, unscarable Trixie. Thorax might need our help. We need our help.
What?
Teleportation spell, go.
Yeah.
Teleportation spell, go.
Yeah, your mind's too full of, you know, being terrified.
I know it doesn't work that way. I know, but this is my process.
Well, your process sucks.
Starlight! Trixie!
Hang
It's
on.
okay, Pharynx. You can let them go. But they were lurking on our grounds. In the old
So
days,
hang on,
I would've
he's...
already feasted on their love.
So he's not changed, and they're okay with that.
No.
Absolutely not.
Hang on, he's not the changeling they're going to have to change, is he? Just one single one?
I'm sorry about the welcome committee.
Whoa!
I was able to convince all of them to change, except one of them, my brother.
Oh! Of course, I suppose, you know, they come from clutches of eggs. You know, they're going to have lots of siblings. It just never really occurred to me.
We are nothing alike.
Ooh.
Stop doing that!
The hive looked better with holes.
It's got holes still. It's got one big one that used to be the roof. Ooh, I don't know whether I like that
I'm
guy.
trying to start some new activities, since the only thing we did before was hunt and patrol. There's theater. Swing dancing. A once-a-week potluck lunch.
What the hey was that thing?
Go! He did it again. Pharynx dumped an entire can of black paint on me. He said my color wasn't intimidating to our
Now,
enemies.
I'm not sure if that's racist or not, but it's funny as hell.
You're the ruler of the hive, Thorax.
Don't forget, before, he was just a drone.
Pharynx used to be head of patrol, but now we're peaceful and there's no need to patrol.
So basically, he's only ever known one thing his whole life, and he's not really willing to change it. Can't say I blame him.
We know a thing or two about what it's like to be outsiders. Maybe we could talk to him.
Yes, well, they might have a clue.
Thorax, if there's any pony who can help your brother, it's me. And with Starlight helping, it might take slightly longer.
See, this is the problem when they have a Trixie episode. It's all complacency.
You're sure you're okay handling Pharynx?
Oh, he is not happy. Oh, that poor guy. There is so much frustration in there. And he's going to be starving as well, because if he's not changed, he's still going to be hungering for love.
Hey, Pharynx! I know when we first met, it didn't go so well.
I put you in a bag. I thought it went great.
Well, he would. That's the way he does things.
Not a big fan of the vines, huh?
They're a safety hazard. An enemy could hide in them or use them as weapons.
Hide in those, and their vines. They don't look particularly
Maybe
sturdy
don't
vines.
express how you feel by destroying them.
It's all he's ever known!
You know, you're a lot like us.
Doubt it.
Do you know who Twilight Sparkle is? She's the most well-liked, studious,
Man, he's got-
pony in Equestria.
He's got more holes than I've ever seen in a changeling. I mean, look at those legs. Just
She made me unsure about my place in the world.
Swiss
which led
cheese
me
and a
to act
half.
out against her. And I used to be a dictator who ran a village with an iron hoof.
I thought you were trying to forget that.
I no longer control ponies against their will.
Very
So
much. You no longer do it very much.
Stay away from me or I'll do to you what I did to the vines.
Okay. Threats of violence. You know, for kids.
Sometimes I feel like I'm a blue changeling. Sometimes I feel like I'm a purple changeling. But here I am, a green one. You can be anything you want to be.
Okay. You actually can, but they're confronting identity crisis in this. She's having trouble finding herself. Is she blue? Is she green? She doesn't know.
Everyone loves craft time. Definitely.
Well, everyone except for you-know-who.
Yeah, you know who spends all his craft time making spears.
Maybe find some common ground with him, because at the moment you're just confronting him. You just seem to be butting heads when you need to find some common ground, and okay, it's not going to be easy, but you've got to convince him over.
He teaches little changelings to growl and hiss.
My soup's too hot! What? I thought the feelings forum was for sharing our problems.
It sounds like your lame feelings forum is for talking about me behind my back.
That's not going to be helping the situation any.
Is there something you'd like to share, Pharynx?
Actually, there is.
Oh boy.
The changelings used to be a fearsome swarm. Now we sit around talking about our feelings so much you can't even stop a malware from eating all your pretty plants. I could have sent that thing packing before.
He's actually got a good point. They have lost everything they used to be. No wonder they're going through an identity crisis. Wow.
Hey, my soup's cooled down.
My issue has resolved itself.
These feeling forums are great for solving problems.
Yeah, except for the ones that matter.
Please, if we are interrupting each other, we are not affirming each other.
Yeah, maybe.
Feelings forum is over!
Okay, this is building up a lot of frustration. You can't really blame him for having an identity crisis, though, can you? Everything he used to be is now completely obsolete.
I think Pharynx is a lost cause.
No. Even the worst. Well, no, maybe not the worst, but there's a lot of possibility for redemption.
If he keeps sticking up for Pharynx, the hive might decide they don't want Thorax as their leader. I think he might have to
Oh, boy.
kick Pharynx out.
No,
But I
no,
don't
oh
want to be
dear.
the one to tell Thorax that.
No, I want to give him a chance.
I nominate you. Ugh.
Because of course you can't do the stuff you say. Ha!
Look, I know he's an aggressive warrior type, but when I was little, every young changeling wanted to be like that.
And I imagine he was good at it. Because for kids.
Step
Oh.
away from my brother.
Oh, aren't they pretty much all going to be brothers? He's good.
You hit yourself. Stop hitting yourself. Why are you hitting yourself?
You stop trying to toughen him up. It's chitin. It's as tough as it's going to get. In fact, if he gets any tougher, he's going to collapse under its weight. 'Cause biology.
I know there's still good in him. That's why I keep sticking up for him.
So he's always being conflicted then between protecting his brother and, you know, being a big brother and beating him.
I thought we agreed you'd tell Thorax he had to kick his brother out of the hive. Maybe
Yeah,
we don't
you've just
have to.
heard some new information. Maybe consider other possibilities now. She's not.
We'll just use one problem to solve another.
She's
I
not.
switched the trail of plants around.
Oh,
to
she
lure them over
is.
here.
Oh, ponies need to start thinking their plans through.
Where's Pharynx? He's gone. Gone like gone to the throne room?
No, he left before he could be exiled.
Pharynx left the hive for good.
Oh, wow. These guys are not as full as love as I thought they were. Yeah, maybe quickly get rid of the trail. Just lead it somewhere else quick.
Pharynx is missing. Wait for it.
Bit of compassion.
And the Dread Malwarf is coming this way.
That doesn't make any sense. The trail of plants should have led the Dread Malwarf away.
I
Yeah,
might
about
have
that.
relayed them to lead it back toward the hive.
Why would you do that?
Because nobody ever thinks through their actions.
I'm coming with you.
Of course you are. This is
You-
all your fault.
Yeah, you made the problem. You fix it.
Who else is coming? Fine.
Oh, lead your hive, man.
Remember when you didn't have a choice, when you were forced to obey Chrysalis. You might have been unstoppable, but you weren't free to choose.
Oh, hang on, there are some
And
hornless
now
ones in there.
you are,
No, there is
because
one
of
hornless
Thorax.
one.
Well,
Two,
it's his brother out
if that wasn't the same one.
And now it's your chance to prove you're just as strong embracing
Yeah, there's two.
as you were feeding on it. Now is your chance to show what changelings can really be.
So there's
Not because you
different
have to,
types
but
of
because
changeling
you
as well,
choose
not just
to.
different colours.
That
That's
was
it, Trix, you know.
an epic
Oh,
speech, Starlight. I
Starlight.
just can't believe not a single changeling was moved by it.
If he wasn't my brother, I don't think I'd be here.
Wow, they have not changed as much as they could have at all. I mean, okay, yeah, they've got a degree of free will now, but they're still looking out for number one. And just why was he ever fighting it as a changeling? Why was he not something bigger all along? I'll just turn into another one of those 5 times larger and eat the thing.
Handle this.
We're not leaving you.
Well, really? A small smoke bomb. That's nasty. Ooh,
I thought you said you could beat this thing.
look after your brother there,
The rest of the
Thorax.
swarm? Not alone.
Good thing you're not alone.
Oh, what? There's another few. Oh, here we go.
I
Right.
told you it was an epic speech.
It's... You can still change. Turn into something pointy and just dive bomb it. Or is it just Thorax that can change now?
Too bad we can't get it to fight itself.
That's it.
Of course!
So what? You're gonna...
Why are you hitting yourself? Why are you hitting
I-
yourself? Why are you hitting
There
yourself?
is not a chance that would work. Mind you, while doing my streams, I have been known to punch myself in the face to get a moth, so...
We did it. It's gone.
Yeah, it's burrowed away once.
I'm done with all of you.
Oh, it's just why bother fighting the Malwarf then?
Maybe he got ambushed by it?
I thought you were done with us and you didn't care.
You're his
I never
brother,
said
he
that.
still
The
cares.
hive is the thing I care about most.
Well, you certainly don't act like it.
Ah, he does it in his own way. He wants to protect the hive.
Even if I do care about the hive, I obviously don't have a place there anymore.
Actually, you do.
Well-
And because we've been wrong, the hive may be a gentler, nicer place.
But that doesn't mean we won't have to defend ourselves.
Yeah, and you kind of need a general at least.
You all want me to stay?
And you don't even have to change. I mean, you're going to be starving all your life if you don't change, but... Oh no, there we go. Come on, what's he going to become? Ooh, still nice and dark then. He's another antlered one, general at least.
I thought you said I was a lost cause and you were going to tell Thorax he should kick me out.
Starlight! How could you say that?
Wow. I know they didn't entirely reform Trix, but she's still bad.
Glad everything worked out.
Yeah! Let's talk about how you not only led the Malwarf to the hive, but also drove my brother away from it.
Hey, do you guys want to hear the story about how I used to make Thorax hit himself?
Absolutely,
they-
yes, right now.
So just sort of let's try and sweep under the carpet that we almost killed everyone. Because hey, who wouldn't want to forget that? Here's where I pause to try and collect my thoughts. Yes, plural. No. No, don't fall over. I said don't fall over. Hang on. That'll have to do. I've completely forgotten what I was going to say now. So did we just get the MLP take on racism? Well, possibly, but probably not, in spite of the blatant use of blackface. One trope I've noticed recently that they seem to be suffering from time to time is when a character has a major part in an episode, they seem to revert to their old ways. We've seen Trixie learn her lesson a couple of times. Yeah, she said that she's not completely good, because where would the fun in that be? But that she's gone back to being this arrogant and boasty again, in spite of the fact that the first episode we ever saw her in was her learning her lesson, or maybe not, about being boastful. It's the same with Spike episodes, where they've shown him in joint episodes with all the other ponies and everything to be valiant and brave and generally good-hearted, and then when they do an episode with him alone, he's the bumbling fool who half the time just thinks of his own benefit over everyone else's. The problem is that if they do just take everything back to sweet and lightness and everyone's perfectly balanced and everything's fine, and there's just not going to become much of a show. So the writers are kind of having to play with a double-edged sword here, in that they've got to make sure that everything stays edgy, but at the same time every pony's just seeming to be stuck in their own tropes. Don't get me wrong, it's not going to stop me watching the show, but it's just going to be interesting to see how they try and play down Trixie in the future, because otherwise people are going to continue to hate her, and the already die-hard fans of her are going to start to decline a bit anyway, because she's just going to become, well, a one-trick pony. But Thorax wasn't kidding when he said he was having trouble bringing the hive together, did he? I mean, even in the ones that have changed, there's still a fair bit of dissent there. Whether he knew it or not, in his own way, he was actually getting more cooperation from Pharynx, who was staying as he was to protect the hive, while the others were busy just being their new selves, or figuring out what their new selves are. On that note, I am glad that they haven't just gone down the route of everyone's changed, everyone's happy with their new selves, because no, they're going to be going through massive identity crisis, as explained in the episode with the one who didn't know if she was blue or if she was a green changeling or whatever she is, even though she can literally be whatever she wants. But they have always been under the control of someone else, Chrysalis. They've always fed on love. They have always worked as a pack, as a hive, and now there's something completely different. They don't need love anymore, they've got their own. They're relying on normal food now. That change came suddenly. So they are going to be having to deal as a whole and individually with being completely different to how they were. You imagine, you're a person, right? Just try and imagine it. I know it's difficult, but try and imagine it. And then all of a sudden one day, you're a dog. You still remember what you used to be, but you're not anymore. You're a dog now, and you've got to be a dog. Can you imagine the sort of mind-bending turmoil that's going to put you in? Actually, on that note, if you haven't read Fluke by James Herbert, do, because that's a great book. So for Pharynx to be having his own identity crisis, that is not unexpected at all, in the slightest. In fact, I'm surprised there's not more still having that problem. Thorax said that he's managed to convince all but Pharynx, but I'm surprised there weren't more of the hive still having a little turmoil. And it's also not surprising that the members of the hive have had problems with Pharynx, because he's having his crisis. They're all going through their own. It's not going to be as easy as they've changed, let's deal with Pharynx now. No. They still are trying to figure out what they are. So they've got what they're perceiving as a troublemaker in the midst, and they're just not going to have time to deal with that as well. Insert dead air here. If you've got your own opinions on what Pharynx is going through or anything else, stick them down in the comments. I really need to make an outgoing card for this bit. If you liked what you saw, hit the like button. If you really liked what you saw, then subscribe and you'll get to see more. If you really liked what you saw, then there is a Patreon on screen now and in the description. Feel like checking it out. It's still evolving, so the rewards are going a bit up and down, but we'll get there soon. I will just add, it's not obligatory. I'm going to keep doing this for as long as I can. Till next time, blue changeling, green changeling, which are you?